Okay, so this time I want you to open your Lego Run Cycle if you still have it. So we just finished the jump cycle. Again, preferably open the Lego Run Cycle. And the reason why I say this is because this is the one that has the same face going all over there before. So what I'm going to do first is just select the armature and delete the pose. Oh, sorry, I'm not going to do that first. I'm going to go to File and Save As. Okay, this one, we're going to do some different things. First, we're going to make Legos, okay, to kind of figure out our background and everything like that. And then after we get that done, then we'll I'll let you animate it how you want. So however you want to name this is up to you. So I'm going to put Lego. I'm going to put W with bricks, okay? And I'm going to save as. That way I am not saving over my run cycle in case I need it again. So I'm going to save. But I am going to go ahead and delete all my keyframes here. So I'm going to, again, make sure that it changes. Lego with bricks. Select my armature. Pose mode here. Press A to select all. I'm going to delete all of these keyframes. Then I'm going to go ahead and reset my Lego figure. So select all, clear transform. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to just hide my armature. I don't need to see that. I'm going to hide my plane. I don't need to see the camera or my lights right now. You can leave on your Lego figure. It's not necessary to have it on, but you can leave it on for now. And I'm going to join areas. Okay, so we're back with just our Lego figure here, but we still have everything in case we need it again. So to start off, we are going to make the Lego base that I'm sure you've all seen. So what you need to do is decide if you're doing like the regular Lego size or if you're doing like Lego, was it Duplo? I'm going to be doing that one. So let me show you kind of the difference there. So these are the ones that are like the bigger sizes, and then these would be the ones that are like the regular Lego figure, Lego size, okay? So just keep that in mind. It basically gonna work the same, but not all of these pieces are included here. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm going to add a cube. And I'm just adding a cube instead of a plane because I don't want to have to solidify it and all that. So I'm just gonna make this thin. And then I'm going to scale it out. And it just kind of depends how big you want it. Okay, so now what we want to do is maybe move up our Lego figure or move down our plane. I think I'm going to move the plane down so that it is like right below our line here so that our Lego figure is standing on top, sorry. You just kind of want to see there what that looks like. I don't know what I'm doing, but it doesn't look like it's moving. Okay, there we go. Right about there, maybe. Okay. So now we want to add a cylinder for the little pegs. I don't know what you call them. On our base. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of bring this out. And the main thing is getting the right size. You're just going to have to kind of mess with it, play with it. I'll go ahead and make it smaller that way. And whatever size you get, that's why we're doing this first. That's how you'll determine how big your Legos need to be. Okay, so one thing you got to understand is these pegs, they need to be so close together that the legs can fit on two pegs this way. So there should be a peg here and a peg here, if that makes sense, okay? So what we're going to do is let's go ahead and put this on here. We're going to go to the modifier panel and we're going to add that array modifier. Okay, so right now we have two. They're very close together. I had already tried this and I think 1.3 or 1.2 worked pretty well. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm just going to keep increasing these until it goes to the end of my board. Then you can see if you have some space left over, you can either make your plane bigger or you can just kind of center this and then worry about the plane later. Okay, so after we have that, we'll collapse this one and we're gonna add another array. This time I'm going to change the X factor to 0, and then the Y is the one that I'm gonna increase to that same number, 1.2, and it's going the wrong way. So it's going the wrong way, so what I'm gonna do is move this top one up here. Okay, and then I'll start just making multiples of these. Okay, so this is where we need to look at it with in regards to our Lego figure. So right now I'm not going to worry too much about this here. So I am going to move this so that I don't have to move my Lego character from the middle and just kind of get that sized out. Now I'm just going to grab my scale, maybe make this a little bit smaller. Then I got to move it back. That's the middle. I want these here on this side, still a little big. So I'm going to scale this in a little bit. Oh no, not like that. Not rotate. Scale a little bit more. I'm going to make these a little bit smaller. Okay, so it just to me looks like maybe they're either too close or too far apart. It's hard for me to tell. Maybe one more apart. Maybe a little bit smaller. So I'm gonna move my little pegboard. Okay, so while this fits, the only thing is the feet are a little bit big and they should not be overlapping. Now they're too far in. Well, these should be the same, so let me pick these again. So I have 1.4 here. Let me try 1.4 here. Now I'm gonna move it again. Other way. Okay, so I'm gonna start moving this on the Y. And I just want to make sure that foot can sit right there in the middle. So it looks like about right there, it's good. So we don't want the foot to overlap. And then we want to look at it this way. And it looks like it needs to be moved over a little bit. I think this is on the X, so I'm moving this here in the middle. When I say the middle, like you want the same amount of red here and here. Okay, same as that. It might not be super exact. We just want it close enough. Okay, so we have our pegs set so that they are good enough for our, what is it called? Lego figure. Now I'm going to get this base part and scale it. Maybe move it a little bit. Okay, I think that's good for that part. Now, just to be safe, I would not join these two together in case we still need to work on the array later. Okay, so here I'm going to put Lego base. And then these are going to be, this is my Lego base. And then I'm going to put pegs at the end. That way, anytime I'm looking at them, they'll be close together. And these are not, let me create a new collection here. Camera. Gonna name it Legos. Where are my Legos? Okay, so I'm gonna move my base here and both of these here. Okay, so now I can minimize that. Put that camera in, hide my armature again. Okay, If you wanted, you can go ahead and add your material to that. Okay, so I'm going to look again at these pegs. They look a little bit high. So I'm going to bring them down a little bit, and I want to make sure that these are sitting into the base. Okay, and then I'm going to right click, shade them smooth, and then come over here to object data properties and check auto smooth. Okay, so we have that done. Okay, the first thing that I would recommend doing is figuring out either your square or your one brick. So what I'm talking about that is if you're doing the normal Legos, figure out this one first, then you can base that, like turn that into that, and then turn that into that. Does that make sense? I'm not sure. I don't think the bigger sizes have a 1 block. They have a 2 block. So I don't know if I'll start with a 2 or the 1, but either way. I'm either going to try the 2 or the 4 because we got to get these sizes kind of right. So to start off, I'm just going to add, of course, make sure I'm in my Lego collection, add a cube. I'm just going to kind of move it over here so I can work with it. I'm going to scale it. I think I'm going to work more over here so I can see. And maybe down here. So you kind of just got to see, okay, are these going to fit? If so, okay, you kind of want an even amount because you're going to have another Lego figure that would fit on this side. And then another thing you can look at is take that into edit mode and kind of see where it would loop cut. So if I push Control R, that's going to be right in the middle, and that looks pretty centered. So I think that's good that way. And let's look at the side. Just move it over a little bit. And let's see where that center would be. And it's a little bit off. As you can see here, there's a little bit more room on this side. So maybe it needs to be moved over. Let's see. That's pretty close. It's not in the middle, but it's pretty close. I'm going to go here to edit mode. I'm just going to grab the face select and just bring this face down. Now, how high is just another thing that you kind of got to guesstimate. Okay, I'm just going to, for now, I'm going to go ahead and add this reference image that I have of the bricks. Another thing to kind of think about is these little single blocks. Like how many single blocks does it take to equal one of these, right? I'm thinking 4. So what I'm going to do is see how this divides into 4. Control R. So that would be 4. That looks about a good size for a quarter block, right? Okay. So I think I'm good with the size of this. Now I'm going to go back to object mode. And what I'm going to do is select this. Let me make this where I can't select the base anymore. I'm going to select the pegs. I'm going to shift D to copy this, and then on this one, I'm going to remove all the modifiers. Remove, remove. So this peg should be the same as all of these. So now I'll move this one up, not up, but down here. Kind of get that lined up. You want it lined up this way. And honestly, I got a note card so that I can kind of straighten this out. Okay, and then you want to look at it the other way and get it lined up this way. Okay, I think that's pretty good. So now let's look at it from the top. I don't know, it looks kind of small, but we'll see. I'm going to go ahead and just add an array modifier here. And what was this one at? 1.4. So it should be about the same. And then add another one. Oh, not this one. Change this one to 0 and 1.4 on the Y. I'm going the wrong way, so all we have to do is move this over. Then we want to check the placements of these because I moved them. Another thing you can do is just bring them down and really see how they line up. Okay, then I'm going to bring them back up. Just a little inset there. Okay. So I have my first block. I'm going to go ahead and just give that a different color. Now, you can join this. Maybe leave this one as kind of your block to go off of, because when we do the ones where we have to do more and less, we might need to change it. So next I am going to do, I'm going to go ahead and do this half block that is also double the size. Okay, so this one is going to be tricky. So once you get the ones that are going to be like different heights and all that, then it's going to be easier to just, you know, make all these blocks. So I'm going to do Shift D, press Z to make it go up, and I want to put this right on top. I'm going to go ahead and give this one another color so that I can see the difference better. So one thing you want to look at is that there's no space in between and that they're not overlapping. Because right now I think I have it lined up pretty well, because if they overlap, you're going to see, you won't see anything here, but you'll see this red line seeping through there. Okay, so that should be the height of 2 of the Lego figures. I mean, Legos stacked. So now what I'm going to do is grab this one. I'm going to hold Shift D and X, not X, Y. Move this one over. I'm going to get it really close. I might have to change the color to this one too. Okay, so I have that. So now I'm going to cut it in half. Well, I want to cut it in half, but I'm not sure how I want to do that. So I'm going to take this one here to edit mode, and I want to see first, where is the halfway mark? It's right there, but that doesn't look right. So as I'm looking at this one, let me first make sure that it's not too far over. Okay, so you can see here it's definitely not even. There's more blue than red on this side. So scoot this over. So I might have to just kind of, oh, I see these are overlapped now. Okay, so it looks like maybe I'm going to have to make this brick a little bit wider, which means I'm going to have to completely redo that one. So I'm going to select all of these, and I'm just going to scale it. I don't know if I can just do, I can't do one side because I need all of these sides to scale together. So I'm just going to do, oh, just a little bit. No, that's too much. And they're also way down here. They need to be sitting on top of this block. So you see how this side looks good, this side not so much, right? So I'm going to go ahead and delete that one. I think I'm just going to move the faces. Let's go to edit mode on the red one. Edit mode. I'm going to get my face select this face, come over here, and I'm just going to extend it, and then I can go and see if I need to do the same thing on the other side. So I want to extend it enough where it looks like it's going to meet about halfway there. Okay. Then I'm going to go back to object mode, come back here, Shift D, and move this one over and just to kind of see if it looks even. So looking here, that looks pretty even. So I think that's good for that. So now I need to delete all of these. Come over here again, Shift D to duplicate, Z to raise it up. I'm going to change this one. I have to take the color off first, then yellow. Why do I have two yellows? I think one of them was my other one. Okay. Okay, again, you want to make sure they're not overlapping. Looks okay. So now Shift D, Y to duplicate this one, move it over, and change the color. Okay, make sure there's no overlapping. Okay, so now let's see where this middle place is. So Control, let me just get a loop cut. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make a cut there in the middle. If I take off these faces, and somewhere here in the bottom, where's this? I don't have two Lego base, okay. If I were to just delete these faces, I think it's gonna be open here, but I can fix that. I'm not worried about that. So that's how I'm gonna do it. It's in the center. Actually, let me turn that off for now. I'm gonna grab my, what is this called? First, let me make sure. Okay, yeah, my vertex select. Select these vertices here on the outside. And press F to give it a face. Then we can grab this face. We can go ahead and turn this back on if you would like. Where is it? The base. We're gonna do just pegs. Okay. I'm just gonna move this up and get at that height of the two stacked, right? Okay, perfect. So now I'm gonna go to object mode with the peg selected. I'm gonna do Shift D. Then I can modify the array. So which one do I not want? This one? Okay, so I can delete this one. Then what I might want to do is see if these are in the right spot. They're in the right spot this way. And need to be shifted over a little bit this way. Okay, then I can move them straight up. Go to the materials. So we have this one. I'll go ahead and make this 4 block here. Hide this one for now. So I'm going to grab these two, Shift D to duplicate. Get it lined up here. It's actually probably easier to line it up right against this one. So I can get that half mark there. Okay, so now with this one, I'm going to grab the bottom, take it into edit mode. Use my, with my face select here on this one, just extend this out across, how long is it, 4? And I want to try to get that there in the middle of here. Okay, so then I'll come back to object mode, grab this one, and I need to change my array. There. Okay. Now I want to do this flat one, which is basically like this, but smaller. So I'm going to grab these two. Did I grab those two? Okay. Shift D and Y. I'm going to go ahead and join these two together because that doesn't need to move. So join. Okay. I need to set the array first. So here I'm going to go to array and apply. Now I can join them. And what is it? Auto smooth. Okay. So I'm going to go to edit mode. I'm going to grab this top face and actually all of these. Actually, no. I am going to do that for loop cut that I did. So here I'm going to do Control R, move it this way, move it 3 times. That's 4 equal parts, and cut that there. So now I know that I can get rid of these. And I need to... Okay, so I'm going to delete those faces. Then I will come in with my vertex select and add that face back. That's probably not super ideal, but it's going to have to work. Okay, so now I'm going to move these down. Whoa, not all of you, just you. Let me grab, what is it? Where are these? What are these guys? Let me go object mode, object, select these. I'm gonna make these a little bit shorter so that they're not sticking out of right here. The green part. Okay. Whoa, too much. Right there, perfect. So I have that little tiny one. Now I'm gonna attempt this one. I'm gonna skip this one for now. Okay. Then we're going to get our edge select. We're going to select this edge and this edge. And bring that up. No, sorry. We're going to bevel that edge. So bring it in and then start scrolling with your mouse to get that rounded. And we just want that as close as we can there to the top without overlapping it. Okay. And voila, we have that brick. Oh, we want to shade that smooth and then come and check the auto smooth. Then we want to look at it again, just make sure that it's there in the middle. Okay, so then I'm going to do this one, which is kind of the same thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take now this into edit mode, and I'm going to see if I can just delete these faces. Delete faces. And I'm not sure. I need to hide this base. Is that all of it? See? Couldn't see all of it. So I need to grab this or this face. Delete faces. Okay, then with this on, my vertex select. Oh wait, I have one extra face here I need to get rid of. Delete faces. With vertex select, I can then come and join these. Face. There we go. Object mode. Okay. So now I have that one.